What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And guys, what a day and what a night. I have to say that when I woke up today in the morning, my news feed was full of this news, and my mailbox was also full of DMs, and the only question that I had, how this will affect MMTLP case and how this will affect the entire stock market in general. So guys, I have to say that for today's video, definitely one of the main news is the assassination attempt on Donald Trump and how this fact will help us to see the resolution. On top of that, I will show you quite interesting document that was just found by one of our community members, and that will definitely help us to push our case even further. On top of that, I will show you an amazing due diligence in regards to the mess that is related to the QSIP numbers. And I have to say that we found another rabbit hole that will expose the authorities. So guys, I don't want to waste your time, just hit the like button and let's move forward. So, definitely, the main news for today is the assassination attempt on Donald Trump. Fortunately, Donald Trump has just a minor injury, and this fact alone creates a very high level of interest to his person, and I have to admit that, in my opinion, he has already won this presidential race. And guys, let me show you that we don't have any person in my feed, in my news feed, who is indifferent on this news, and I have to say that yes, a lot of people made very interesting and quite bold statements. For example, we have rumors and we have a lot of facts of potential conspiracy theory. Let me show you right here that potentially we have quite interesting evidence that Secret Service ignored the fact that some person had a rifle on the Trump meeting. And definitely we have to leave this news alone. But guys, let me remind you that potentially this news will definitely help us. And let me show you what I'm talking about. Donald Trump, for now, is extremely popular media person, and I have to admit that the tide rises all boats. And let me show you this. This is the Google Trends website, and here you can see on the first place definitely is the assassination attempt on Donald Trump, and it has more than 10 million searches during just last several hours. On top of that, if you compare the Trump and Biden search terms on the same website, on trends.google.com, you can see that Donald Trump has extremely high level of interest from the US nation, and let me show you that previous spike was made during the last debates of Donald Trump and Joe Biden. And right here, I think Donald Trump from this point is a pure leader of this election race. And definitely we have all the news feeds, we have all the news websites who is pointing on this incident. And definitely, because of this, we might have a very interesting breakthrough in our case. Let me remind you that the Trump Media and Technology Group that was shorted by the wrongdoers, allegedly the same wrongdoers who shorted MMTLP shares back in 2022. And this letter was written by Devin Nunes, the CEO of TMTG, on April 23rd of this year. And he also mentioned about our case, and he attached the letter that was signed by 74 members of Congress. And that is how our cases tied up very closely together. And that is why, guys, we have all the chances on this huge tsunami wave of the interest to this case. We might have a breakthrough in our case as well. Let me show you that David Nunes published this press release just a couple of hours ago, right after the fortunately unsuccessful assassination attempt. And let me quote you this. Trump media CEO Devin Nunes issues statement in response to the attempted assassination of President Donald J. Trump. And let me quote you this. I offer my deepest sympathies to the family of the rally-goer killed in Butler, Pennsylvania, and to those who were wounded. I thank God President Trump survived the assassination attempt and is now safe. The situation demands a fast, thorough federal investigation to determine all the circumstances of this cowardly attack and to identify if any additional persons were involved. I also call for the federal government to provide any security resources requested by President Trump to guarantee his safety. America will overcome this despicable shooting, and together our nation will endure. And yes, I think it is just a first step that should be made in order to stay in line with the main thesis of today's news media. And I have to say that potentially Devin Nunes might use this interest to Donald Trump and to push his case of DJT forward. On top of that, in my opinion, DJT will have a huge spike in its price tomorrow, basically within the next 24 hours, and this will also lead to more interest to this asset. And guys, our companies tied up together very closely, and that is why we might see a breakthrough in our case as well. But on top of this information, let me show you that we don't have basically any US citizen who hasn't published these type of pictures, and Representative Ralph Norman is not an exception, and just 9 hours ago he published this picture. I have to admit that I like this picture very much. It reflects all the strength, all the power of Donald Trump. And let me show you some comments under this tweet. I have to admit that almost all of them, 99% I would say, is related to MMTLP case. And definitely it is some kind of pressure that Representative Ralph Norman has in regards to his personality. But this pressure is quite gentle, and I would say that we have to do the same with other Congress members like Pete Sessions, and Pete Sessions also have the quite similar post in regards to these latest events. And we also have the same comments under his Twitter account as well. And this is how we can push our case forward through the Congress members who were involved. Let me show you that Pete Sessions and Representative Ralph Norman are the first two people who signed this letter of 74 Congress members that was addressed to Gary Gensler and Robert W. Cook. On top of that, guys, take a look right here. Just yesterday, I showed you this tweet that was published by Christian Shaughnessy in regards to the QSIP number that is similar to another company that belongs to TRCH, and that is similar with Biotech Technologies. And in response to her question, and let me remind you that she asked, why has Biotech Technologies appropriated Torchlight's QSIP 89102U103 into SEC filings? And where did you respond? It appears that this was more than an accident. Benjamin Tran of Biotech was also director of Norris Industries Image One. In a Norris Industries 10K form in 2021, they falsely referred to Norris Petroleum as a wholly owned subsidiary of Torchlight Energy Resources Image 2. It appears that they meant to say Norris Industries instead of Torchlight Energy Resources. But the very fact that this mistake was made, combined with them somehow using the old Torchlight QSIP, is extremely suspicious in addition to illegal. But the SEC is busy charging John Burda and George Palikros while ignoring the real crimes taking place in the market. And yes, guys, we have quite interesting facts that potentially shows some kind of relationships in between Torchlight Energy Resources and Biotech. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that we could have this coincidence in the QSIP numbers in between two companies. On top of that, Christian Shaughnessy added a couple of questions to her first question, and she wrote this 14 hours ago. Let's continue with our questions. Question number 2. Are financial institutions and hedge funds using biotech technologies as an off-ramp for the counterfeit shares transacted under the Torchlight QSIP? Those trades still need to be settled. Why else would biotech use two QSIPs? And who brought the Torchlight QSIP to biotech? Next one, she also added this question. Number 3. One more question for today. Here's the question number 3. What is Metamaterials Board of Directors' fiduciary responsibility to its shareholders? Doesn't the board have an obligation to its shareholders to investigate biotech's use of Torchlight's QSIP? Is the board of directors even curious? Have the board been influenced by financial institutions and or hedge funds? When will the board give shareholders answers? And what are the consequences if the board does not? And guys, you know that we have extremely passive board of directors of Metamaterials right now. And it is extremely passive in regards to all of the questions that are related to MMTLP case, MMAT case, and all of the shareholders in general who bought and who hold MMTLP and MMAT shares right now. And definitely this is a main question about their fiduciary duty, about their fiduciary responsibility. Because in general, the people from board of directors had to investigate all these issues back in the days when they discovered them. On top of that, guys, take a look right here. Scott Trott, the person who will file a recall lawsuit within just several days, and I covered this news just yesterday, watch my yesterday's video. He wrote this tweet, and I have to say that he found quite interesting document. Let me quote it for you. Somebody with a 100-pound head and probably a 4-digit IQ wrote this anonymously, and we all could use his or her help in the next few months. Whoever you are, you wrote this and explained every facet of counterfeiting, shorting, and naked shorting on the market. How it gets abused and covered up. Who benefits? How the average investor is screwed to the wall, not by normal market forces, but by an organized conspiracy. So it's a 46 pages of fact, not drama, not innuendo, not speculation. You know who you are, or somebody out there in the interweb cyber matrix X-book faceplant zone knows who you are. Get a hold of me via a cutout if you must. Open comes via a dead drop Proton account. You wrote this, coming from the cold. And he added the link to the SEC official website. Here you can see the explanation of the counterfeiting stock 2.0. And guys, I have to say that I read just a couple of first pages of this document, and I have to say that I am extremely impressed how thoroughly made this document and how important might it be in order to explain to the broader audience all the problems that is related to the MMTLP case in particular, and to the nakedly shorting stocks in general. And guys, let me quote you further. He also added, Scott Trott also added, and 65 MMTLP owners want to know about his in particular after what we know about our Fifth Amendment, Rubenstein and James. I'm no angel. Guys, I have to say that Scott Trott is extremely knowledgeable person in regards to this litigation tips and tricks, and I have to say that if he wrote this type of tweet, definitely this document is worth your attention, and we have to keep this document in mind as well. So guys, I have to say that today's video is quite crazy, because today is Sunday, July 14th, and we have so many mind-boggling news that will definitely change a lot in the US history in general. And I think it is the historical moment when everything might be changed for the United States of America and for the entire world in general. And guys, let me tell you my personal story. I have a wife and 2 children aged 11 and 15, as well as a small dog. After 30 years of living in Russia near the Baikal Lake, we decided to move. Now we reside in Serbia. Although I don't own any MMTLP shares, I invest a lot of time creating daily MMTLP videos. I have been doing this every day without days off and holidays for more than 1.5 years. Now I wish to buy back this time from my family, from my children. We've agreed that I will ask the MMTLP community to support me, and I will give all the money to the children. Therefore, if you believe that I am providing useful content for you and wish to support me, you can join my Patreon account. For $5 a month, I will add your name to my list of supporters if you wish. Thank you in advance. The link you can find in the description below. So, I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gone live it up on the attack.